Okay, so the opening for Kamen Rider Geats, whatever you think about it, if you like it or hate it, you've got to admit, it's interesting. Listen to the lyrics and you may find something. What is it? Find out in a second. Kezza, Henshin! Gosh, I miss doing that. Yes, I want to bring attention to the lyrics and visuals of the opening to Kamen Rider Geats, a Koda Kumi x Shonan no Kaze collab, for today's episode. And maybe I am just looking too much into it, but trust me, as the words and visuals may have a meaning and may tell us more about the story that will unfold. And it might be that English class situation where they ask what's the meaning of the curtains being described as blue, it's cause it's sad, no, it's just the color blue, but let's see, is there meaning behind it or not? Little warning before we start, some lyrics may be translated slightly differently to others, as I have found no confirmed and correctly translated lyrics, but they are all pretty close, so you can kind of get the basic premise. Now, let's get into it. The first lyric pretty much is, when you get the invitation, overrun the dungeon, what's your wish? We have a visual of a card saying what's your desire on it, with rideabouts all around. Then Ace is shown, wrapped in barbed wires, forcing him down to kneel. This could mean that he has been oppressed before the games. So maybe it's before Geats, being tied down to mundane things, work, or just life in general. We then see a camera lens with a 50-50 shot of Ace in wires and Ace's face up close. To me, this insinuates that maybe he is more involved than he lets on, or is like a before and after shot. But the camera lens is interesting, as of course Sumeri and the man in black and white overlook the games through cameras and screens, so maybe they knew of him already, possibly when searching for participants. Or they are just keeping a close eye on him. As mentioned in the first episode, he is researching and investigating the games. A race to see who could survive to the last is the next lyric. The competition is of course a race to survive to the last. This one is pretty simple, as everyone is fighting to the last person to be victorious. A battle royale for the ultimate wish. We see the rain pouring down as Sumeri walks towards the camera, surrounded by boulders and wreckage. Maybe the state of the world before the games, before Geats or even Ace arrived. Get ready, shall we dance? There's no turning back. It pans to Ace, who is looking down, then flashes of the Geats helmet appear and Ace looks up. Almost like to ignite him, I guess. Pretty dramatic if you ask me. He looks up to her as Sumeri approaches him, smiling, almost as if maybe they've made a pact to work together secretly, or it's just simply this is Sumeri giving Ace Geats for the first time, and this was how they met. But for Geats/Ace, and maybe the whole game itself, there is no turning back. It says in the lyrics, guys, come on. And it continues with life spirals on endlessly as Sumeri reaches out a hand to Ace. A pact? An agreement maybe? I still think there is something here. A card comes into focus. Let's make your desire come true. What is his wish though? We are starting to learn everyone's wishes slowly, but I have a feeling it won't show us Geats' wish for a while yet. But this line, life spirals on endlessly, that must be the rounds of the game, the never-ending, endlessly spiraling game that has continued for whoever knows how long. My head is starting to hurt just thinking about it. Oh. And we see Ace looking up to the sky as clouds zoom by with the lyrics piercing even through the dimensions until everything comes apart. As if time has moved on and on and on, forever going, time moving forward, maybe even backwards or through dimensions, breaking space and time, until everything starts to collide or shatter, maybe leading to the game breaking, or maybe some dark truths being revealed. Ace calmly is looking around, up to his faded rider form above, maybe even looking for something or someone. But guys, the clouds going by so fast just sets the idea for me that maybe this has been going on for many years and will continue till it comes apart, till someone or something changes the cycle. Next we see Kawa on the lyrics, even if you clothe yourself in a ruler's finery, love and peace no matter the ambition. At first I thought this would lead to it, even though you may win and wish for things to be different, someone will overthrow you. As you can see, I still very much think Ace will be one who is an overpowered dictator character, an anti-hero or villain, but the next line kinda disproves this. The next lyric is, the world is yours to do as you please. So taking it a step back, even if you wish to change the world for love or peace or hatred or fear, the wish is yours to use and the world is yours to do as you please, really. So, as they keep trying to remind us, the wishes have no exceptions, no matter how extreme. Visually, we have Kawa looking back, right after we see Ace almost searching for something. Maybe it's Kawa he's been looking for, or Kawa is the solution. All theories, really, but would be interesting to see a fight between these two. And Sumeri reaches up for the sky sky, almost reaching for the hope of the ultimate winner to finish the games, or for the solution. And who does the land hand on but Kawa? We see a collage/montage of all the riders we will face and meet, and a line of many people dressed in the desired game entry forms. Then the faces of Tycoon, Neon, Mary, Ginpin, Buffer, Dapan, then Ace at the very end. And that final shot, oh my god, it's such a cool visual. All the riders turning around to face the front, only seeing the lights of their eyes. You can't see it clearly, but you can identify a few of them. And I wish we could see more. I want it to be that we finally get around where we see more of the riders, maybe interact with more of the other entry forms, and then end the show with all of them together maybe. That's a big cast. Okay, maybe not. Continuing, we have Come On, Got You, Go to the Next Round. We see Geats with some dynamic looks at his entry form using Boost and Magnum, transforming into full Geats with the lyrics, Let's see you win, almost daring them or challenging them to win. Your moment of fate on standby. Visually, we see a card with Breakout before Geats, driving his cool-ass kitsune bike, surrounded by what seems like a digital world, is trying to get away or outrun from what looks like ghostly or metaphorical hands on the Thor bridge? Yeah, yes, I just said that. Those hands must be his other teammates, all trying to reach for his power or trying to get the power for themselves, or even trying to defeat him specifically. He's riding alone, always staying ahead of the crowd and out of arm's reach, physically and emotionally maybe. Like Buffer, who closes himself off to connections as he's lost someone important to him, which is confirmed in episode 5, maybe Geats has to also cut himself off in front of others. And this overconfident personality is all for show or a facade made in the games to win. Or maybe he's just ahead of the crowd, more knowledgeable about the game. Anyway, the personal dramas everyone bears. One arm finally does grab onto Geats in a glow of white with this lyric. And who could this be? Could it be Ace finally grabbing the ultimate form? Or Ace grabbing onto Geats for the first time maybe? Or one of the contestants like Buffer taking hold of the power or taking Geats down at the end? But this lyric is quite deep. Everyone is going through shit. Everyone is here fighting for a reason, and the wish is what everyone is here for. No matter the background or reason, everyone is fighting for their desires. After the glow turns into the kitsune bike form, the lyrics "trust last, fall behind, and that's where you drop out" is quite dramatic. With the camera lens again, of course, because they are being watched, the words "trust last" could be a warning. Trust and you will not win. This is a game of people doing whatever it takes to survive. If you trust a friend, they will always do what's best for them and you will be betrayed and kicked out, never to win. This is accompanied by some action shots of Geats before seeing the boards of riders with, funny enough, just spam letters of each of the names. This could mean that almost anyone could be a rider. There is no fate to decide it, it's just random. Doesn't matter who they grab or recruit as long as the spaces are filled, which is quite dark actually. You must stay in the game even if you hurt others or are hurt yourself. During this, we get shots of the riders, the players still active in the games, which actually updates each episode, which I find so interesting. A great way to keep people updated, but also a clear and terrifying sight when episode by episode we lose characters till only one is left. Finally, on Trust Last, Buffer is shown, and I don't know if they did this specifically putting Buffer on this lyric, but he is the major antagonist against Ace, one that trusts no one. In this game, he's had to deal with Geats the longest and probably has gotten betrayed and even losing people he loves or trusts to the game. Of course, he is hiding and being more defensive. He obviously has something against Geats, which we actually learned a bit more about in episode 5, where we see his friend was in the games and died while Geats walked away. That's a tough situation. And again, with visuals linking up with lyrics, we see Dapan and Geats shown on the lyrics, light the fire of burning ambition in your heart. Both being very ambitious people with desires burning deep. Dapan wishing for a world without humans, and Ace, no idea. But he is still mysterious. The last two are the most ambitious and crude here, honestly, lying and planning to get their way. We see a final look of the lineup of our current riders. This again changes per death. Read the way the deceiving winds blow and team up, expecting betrayal but not giving up on wishes. This last verse is all about expecting betrayal, accepting lies and deceit, and expecting the worst, I guess. Do you really want that on a bumper sticker? Not sure. But the visuals for this is Ace in barbed wires again, alone as he breaks out with flashes of the Geats form, almost powering him forward maybe. But ultimately, the idea of understanding the deception and keep moving forward is reassuring, I guess. But all this shot is Geats alone. I wonder what he's had to do to survive, who he has had to betray, or who's betrayed him to put him in this situation. But last shot of this, we see a quick pan away from a card that says, "Desire won't come true." Excuse me? After all of this reassuring me that my dreams will come true, to now say it won't? I've been deceived! Betrayed even. Inside this dream, you've won, tell me what you find. For this last lyric, it seems that when you've won and the dreams become true, that this replicates what is stated about the games. There will be a winner, but everything else is almost reset. The world for the wish and people's memories, I guess. So when they say, tell me what it is that we can find, it's probably because we won't remember, which is a scary thought. And visually, it's even scarier. We go back to the first scene, it seems. Sumui smiles, but this time points a gun at him. Should we be surprised? No. It says expect betrayal all through this, and with how calm he looks, Ace probably expected it too. Maybe they both did? But this moment seems to be very important, as we keep coming back to this pivotal moment of their association with each other, and it holds a lot of mysteries and secrecy. So I await for this to be explained. But to end the opening, we continue with the logo and a final shot of Geats. Wow, that was intense and filled with mystery and possible plot points. But the main takeaway I see here is the opening is ultimately the story of Geats or Ace himself, the meeting of Sumuri, the plot or wish they agreed to, the wires that have intertwined and kept him here or kept him involved. Or even the barbed wire could be the now endless cycle that everyone is caught into until they die pretty much. There's no way to escape and no end in sight for the winner. A terrifying thought, but where does this show lead? Let's see in the upcoming months, and all I can say is I am excited. Again, I love where this is going except for the deaths, but again, it's really interesting and keeps me intrigued. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. I hope you're as hyped as I am, and I will chat to you next time. Kezza Henshin, Matane.